Hi, welcome to the Beam and Cold channel, where we're all about art. Today I'm going to be teaching you the importance of squaring up. And that means the importance of being square from your eye to whatever paper or canvas that you're working on, okay? You might sit at a table. I'm going to pull this table over as a makeshift table for you. And you might sit and draw like this. And you are automatically introducing inaccuracies in your drawing. And you might say, why? Well, if you're drawing at an angle to the paper, your eye is here, and you're drawing there, you're stretching the drawing. You see everything. If you're, say, looking up at something, or you're drawing from a photo and working on here, you're automatically making everything longer than it should be. Your eye needs to be over the center of the canvas, or over the center of the paper. It needs to be up here. So you either get up over the thing, or you need to tip your drawing paper up at an angle like this. Now I could draw accurately. This is very critical. Very, very critical. If you draw a portrait with your paper laying down, you're going to stretch the head. And I mean significantly, maybe an inch or an inch and a half. And I will show you. On the next video, I'm going to show you that and prove it to you. Now, this is a canvas on an easel here. And I've set this up so that I can have this square to my eye, okay? And that means if I put myself back here and I stand right here, I'm looking right down the edge of this triangle. Well, this is a speed square. It's a Carpenter speed square, but I'm looking right down that edge. So from right here, I could draw accurately with my brush. I could draw this accurately from what I see to this. Now, when you look out at the world, you are automatically squared up to whatever you're looking at. But what's very helpful when translating it to here is to have a viewfinder. Now, this is one I just made. I just cut this up with a pair of scissors. And I cut it up to 4 by 5 inches, which is my most common size. 4 by 5 is in a ratio to an 8 by 10. You double it, you double that, you get 16 by 20. It's the same size as 24 by 30. All sizes I like to paint in. So when I look out at the world, at anything, I could be looking anywhere, up, down. I want to keep this square to my eye, okay? The important thing is that this thing is square to my eye, wherever I look, okay? It's not tipped in either direction. It's square. So when I look out at my scene, if I want to translate the scene precisely, not always what you want to do as an artist, but if you do, or you want to take parts of the scene and you want to translate it to your canvas, this is a great way to do it. So you look out through there, you have to keep that square to your eye and this square to your eye. So this is called the picture plane. I think of it as two things, really. This is like my viewing plane, and this is like the picture plane, or painting plane, or drawing plane. In essence, you could, in reality, hold this thing up in front of you. This is a piece of plexiglass. You could hold this in front of you, square to your eye, looking at something you find is the most important thing probably in the painting, or the center of where you want to look. And then you could keep your eye steady. You could draw around here with an ink pencil. I mean a grease pencil. There's what I was looking for. A grease pencil onto this thing, and you could accurately, extremely accurately duplicate what you've done. Now, there's famous sketches of that where artists used a grid. Albert Dürer has one where he's got a grid system up, and there's a nude in front of him, and he's got this little lens for his eye, on a stick, and he's holding his eye up there, and then he's translating it onto paper, and the paper's gridded. The gridding system's the same thing as viewing it and drawing it on. So you're doing the same thing. You're going from your view plane to your picture plane, and you want to keep them both square. And in the next video, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't keep them. So I'm going to show you the amount of inaccuracy that results of it. And I'm going to have to do that at night because I'm going to use a projector. But anyone who's ever photographed artwork, I used to photograph my artwork with one of these cameras. I have two of them, but this is inside here is frosted glass view panel. When you open the front of the camera up here, and it has a grid system on, and you have to get the picture. When you shoot artwork, you measure from the front of the lens. Okay, so here's your lens. So you measure, whenever you do this, you measure from the lens, out to the panel, and you have to have everything so that this is exactly squared to it. So anyone who's ever shot artwork is familiar with this. It's what professionals do. They measure and get this exactly right, and they can pretty much tell they're exactly right by just looking at the viewfinder here. So that's how that works. Your eye is the camera in most cases. So your eye has to be square to the material. So that's it, lesson number 1. Catch me on the next lesson. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to prove that to you. We'll see an example of it. And stay tuned. Join me down here, subscribe, and I'll teach you art.